Well, Boeing's ongoing production issues could mean more expensive plane tickets for your summer vacations.
And data shows right now the manufacturer is behind on nearly 4,800 orders for its 737 MAX aircraft as of the end of last month. Now, this is the same model that was involved in the door panel flying off mid-flight in January. And a report states experts are still expecting airlines to continue the same number of flights despite the delays. And rising demand could lead to an increase in costs. Well, this month marks 5 years since a deadly crash put Boeing in the spotlight. More than 100 people died when an Ethiopian Airlines flight crashed into the ground just minutes after takeoff. The aircraft was a Boeing 737 MAX 8. Well, that incident put the aircraft maker under a microscope that continues to focus on Boeing's questionable safety practices to this day.
Chief Transportation Correspondent and pilot herself, Mekay Beeler, joins us now. Mekay, how are those families reacting to this, I guess, a lot of the Boeing issues that are going on right now?
I mean, this is it's a really tough thing. So this month did mark the anniversary of the Ethiopian's Flight 302. So in 2019, all 157 passengers and crew perished when the 737 MAX 8 aircraft entered an uncommanded nosedive. Just 4 months and 10 days before, Lion Air Flight 610, another Boeing 737 MAX 8, suffered the exact same deadly issue, this time in Indonesia, plunging into the Java Sea, killing all 189 people on board. It was the first major accident of a 737 MAX plane, which at the time was a recently introduced aircraft. Investigators determined the accidents were due to loss of control due to a malfunction of a new software system in the flight control system. A faulty sensor sent erroneous data that triggered the aircraft to automatically nosedive to recover from what the system mistook for an aerodynamic stall. So, you know, this is a tough thing. The pilots were unaware of the new software function, so they didn't know how to recover, how to respond. The deaths resulting from this and the preceding Ethiopian Airlines crash prompted a global grounding of all 737 MAX aircraft. Poorly trained pilots and aircraft flaws were eventually addressed, and the aircraft were returned to service 1 year and 8 months later.
And so, Mekay, when you hear about all these safety issues, it's like one after the other. And I've been following so much, you know, just from tracking what we know here. But in terms of just the overall how it makes people feel, like, you know, before you board a flight and just the trust and safety, can you explain anything or weigh in on that?
At the memorial service, it was just a few days ago, the families that did speak of the victims said they were glad that the recent issues with Boeing are happening because it's really put Boeing under the spotlight, under the microscope. And had they done that after the 2018 crash, possibly the 2019 crash could have been avoided.
You know, and Boeing is a very respected company. And there's a lot of people. I lived in Seattle, worked, and saw a lot of Boeing people that worked at they're very proud of the work that they were doing. There's a lot of other issues that are still out there right now for them that they have to endure. And these are a lot of people that don't like seeing what's happening.
You know, it's like maintenance records are missing, especially with the door blowout. Well, who worked on that door? You have to have records for everything that's done maintenance-wise, everything that's inspected.
Not that work for Boeing, that were outside the company.
Right. So this is very scary. And then we have the whistleblower, John Barnett.
That's what I was going to ask you, because I just feel like we always get back to that, and people want to know what happened.
Right.
I mean, they're saying that it was a suicide, but some people feel like there might be something else.
He didn't show up for his third testimony that day. And his family said, oh, he never would have killed himself. And he even told his friends and family before that, if anything ever happens to me, and something's wrong, because he's not going to kill himself. So we'll see what they're still investigating. We'll see what they find.